Built this PC at TinyTech PC, and the customer messaged me saying their GPU caught on fire. So it came back under my warranty, and I'm gonna take a look to try and fix it. The first thing we're gonna do is test for power. Let's see if the computer actually turns on. All right, so no power means there has to be another issue. I'm gonna test the power supply next to make sure that that's functioning. All right, so since there's no power, the next thing I'm gonna look for is actual physical damage. I took a quick look and I don't see anything that looks out of ordinary. Everything looks pretty neat. So now we're just gonna test the power supply, make sure that's functional. All right, so here we plugged in our power supply into our power supply tester. Basically, when this is on, we should get lights, but no lights means no power. So it's safe to say the power supply is dead. Okay, so before we do a power test, I'm gonna take out the old GPU, just in case there's any other damage. I wanna make sure that we don't miss anything. We're gonna put a RTX 3060 Founders Edition in. Okay, so with a new power supply and a new GPU, let's see if it turns on. Fingers crossed. Hey, okay, that's what we like to see. Let's see if the old GPU actually boots as well. Okay, so we're going to replace the old GPU, let's put the old GPU back in. We're gonna take out the power cord, undo this part. There we go. What, such a nice card. Look at that. Founders Edition, love them. And this is what we were using originally, the Zotac. So hopefully this still works. You know, you never know when you have arcing and sparking, but we'll see. All right, so let's see if the old GPU actually posts. All right, nice. So the old one works still. That's phenomenal. All right, great. So since the only thing that broke was the power supply, now we're gonna benchmark the system. We're gonna use OCCT and 3D Mark to make sure it's performing correctly. Okay, so now we're running our benchmark test. This is gonna test our GPU and our CPU combined together to make sure that they are working and there's no errors. So we're about 4 minutes into our benchmark, so let's take a look at our results. Right now we're testing our CPU, memory, and our GPU all at about full load. There's no errors, which is fantastic to see, and everything is staying within optimal temperature. All right, so we got the computer up and running. Let's recap what we did. We swapped out the power supply unit, we verified the GPU works, and we benchmarked everything. We called that a pretty good victory. Another save by TinyTech.